5 most addictive drugs and their neuroscience. Addiction is a complex neurological and psychological disorder characterized by compulsive drug use despite adverse consequences. The 5 most addictive substances, based on their ability to cause dependency, tolerance, and withdrawal symptoms, are heroin, opioids; cocaine, stimulants; nicotine, tobacco; alcohol, ethanol; methamphetamine, stimulants. Each of these substances interacts uniquely with the brain's reward system, particularly the mesolimbic dopamine system, reinforcing their consumption. The neurobiology of addiction. Brain structures involved. Addiction primarily affects the reward system, particularly the mesolimbic pathway, which includes ventral tegmental area, VTA, produces dopamine. Nucleus accumbens, NAC, processes pleasure and motivation. Prefrontal cortex controls decision-making and impulse control. Amygdala and hippocampus, involved in memory and emotional association with drug use. Neurotransmitters in addiction. Each drug alters neurotransmitter function differently. Dopamine, DA, the main neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reinforcement. Serotonin, 5-HT, regulates mood and cravings. Gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, inhibits excessive neural activity. Glutamate, involved in learning and drug-seeking behaviors. Drugs hijack the brain's natural reward pathways, creating an artificial dopamine surge, leading to reinforcement and craving. Over time, the brain reduces its natural dopamine production, leading to tolerance, requiring higher doses, and withdrawal when the drug is absent. The 5 most addictive drugs. Heroin, opioids. Mechanism: binds to mu-opioid receptors in the brain, blocking pain and triggering massive dopamine release. Effects: euphoria, pain relief, respiratory depression. Long-term impact: brain structure changes, reduced gray matter, tolerance, and severe withdrawal. Cocaine, stimulants. Mechanism: blocks dopamine reuptake, flooding the brain with excessive dopamine. Effects: intense euphoria, energy, confidence. Long-term impact: dopamine receptor downregulation, leading to anhedonia, inability to feel pleasure. Nicotine, tobacco. Mechanism: stimulates nicotinic acetylcholine receptors, NACHRs, increasing dopamine and norepinephrine release. Effects: increased alertness, mood enhancement, relaxation. Long-term impact: high addiction potential due to fast dopamine spike and craving cycle. Alcohol, ethanol. Mechanism: enhances GABA, inhibitory, and inhibits glutamate, excitatory, leading to depression of the central nervous system. Effects: euphoria, disinhibition, relaxation. Long-term impact: brain shrinkage, liver damage, cognitive decline. Methamphetamine, stimulants. Mechanism: forces massive dopamine release while inhibiting its breakdown. Effects: extreme euphoria, increased energy, decreased appetite. Long-term impact: severe neurotoxicity, psychosis, memory impairment. 3. What causes drug addiction? Biological factors. Genetics: 40–60% of addiction vulnerability is inherited. Brain chemistry: low natural dopamine levels can predispose individuals to substance use. Neuroplasticity: repeated drug use rewires the brain, making addiction harder to reverse. Psychological factors. Mental health disorders: depression, anxiety, PTSD, and ADHD increase addiction risk. Personality traits: Impulsivity and sensation-seeking behaviors contribute to substance use. Social and environmental factors. Early exposure. Teenagers are more vulnerable due to developing brains. Peer influence. Social circles significantly impact drug use behavior. Socioeconomic status. Poverty, trauma, and lack of education are strong predictors. IV How to cure addiction. Behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, helps patients recognize triggers and develop coping mechanisms. Motivational interviewing, MI, encourages internal motivation to quit. Medication-assisted treatment, MAT. Opioid addiction, methadone, buprenorphine, naltrexone. Alcohol addiction, disulfiram a camprosate. Nicotine addiction, nicotine patches, varenicline. Neuromodulation techniques. Transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS, stimulates the prefrontal cortex to reduce cravings. Deep brain stimulation, DBS, experimental treatments targeting addiction-related circuits. Lifestyle changes and support groups. 12-step programs, for example, Alcoholics Anonymous. Exercise and diet can restore brain dopamine function. V. How common is drug addiction? Global prevalence. Over 296 million people worldwide used drugs in 2021. Opioid addiction accounts for 70% of drug-related deaths. Alcohol dependency affects 3 million people annually. By region. North America, high rates of opioid and methamphetamine addiction. Europe, alcohol and cannabis are the most commonly abused substances. Asia, methamphetamine and heroin use are prevalent. Africa, cannabis and alcohol are leading substances. Latin America, cocaine use is widespread. Sick, cross-cultural comparison of addiction. 7. Gender differences in addiction. Weyer, conclusion. Drug addiction is a neurobiological disorder with deep psychological and social components. Effective treatment combines medication, therapy, and social support. Prevention efforts must focus on education, mental health treatment, and policy changes. Understanding cultural and gender differences in addiction can improve treatment outcomes and tailor interventions for specific populations. Would you like